Continue on our journey. Alright, so we're heading south, right? Alright, we'll wait for the next cycle there. I think Ruki's gonna be my next one. You once again find yourself amid the quietness of the moonlight alcove. Here you can wait the time until the stars deign to shine for you again. No one inside. Bide your time. We have returned to the place of respite. Please make yourselves comfortable, such as you can. We are at the mercy of the stars, but I expect they will shine bright again in time. As for me, I shall return by then, for there is something I must do. From the top of the sacred mountain, you gaze down into the abyss that is the downside. You wonder when the stars shall align themselves once more. There, upon the sacred mountain, you and your companions once more await the night the stars begin to shine again. The plan of which you are a part is set in motion. The Commonwealth, a nation that stood almost 1,000 years is in turmoil. If your companions return there through the liberation's rites, what sort of place shall they be coming back to? Many moons pass. Jesus. One evening, amid a downpour with no interest whatsoever in relenting, Wolfred requests everybody to convene. You understand he has an announcement of sort. Soon everybody is assembled, and Wolfred regards the group. Everyone, there is an aspect of the plan I have not talked about with you at length. Really? You're hiding more shit from us? Why am I not surprised? Look around at your companions. What do you see in them? He lets the question hang in a moment in the air. I'll tell you what I see in all of you, in all of us. I see in all of us a living vision of the 8 scribes themselves, each one among them hailing from different tribes, which later found our commonwealth. My observation does not come from pompousness. I think, rather, I believe the scribes themselves desired, or shall I say desire, such a course. Together, they created all the ceremony of which we're now a part. The exiles liberated through their rites went on to found the Commonwealth based on their values and their teachings. Thus, an instrumental aspect of our plan is to embody the spirit and the culture from which the Commonwealth arose so many centuries ago. That way, when we are all united on the other side in solidarity, the people all shall see that we reflect the values they yet cherish in their hearts, not merely our own. Anyway, we're still missing one key representative, on behalf of Molten Melith. We're missing a hag. And I happen to know a certain bog dweller who I think shall fit the part most... Oh shit. Are you talking about Big Bertrude? He motions for somebody to approach. Hi, Big Bertrude. It's nice to see you. Hedwig's not here. He's not here to flirt with you. A certain bog dweller slithers forward. You recognize her straight away. It is my pleasure to introduce to you a dear old friend of mine, whom I believe you've met. Welcome to the Nightwings, Bertrude. Hi. The bog dweller, called Big Bertrude, utters something guttural by the way of greeting. We are to understand that you require further aid from us. Yes, dear Bertrude, the time has come. Bertrude is far and away the most accomplished alchemist whom I've ever met. You soon will find she knows much about the rites as well. Bertrude looks you and your fellow exiles each in turn. We frightened ye, apparent. Yeah, you fucking scared the shit out of us. Everyone is silent as Bertrude searches their expression. Then tremble, small ones, and hold well thy tongue, lest we remove them. She takes her leave without another word. Please excuse Bertrude's blunt matter. I guarantee she shall more make up for it. Thanks, Wilfred. Thanks. Everyone disperses. It seems now that the ranks of the Nightwings are complete. Welcome her aboard! Now then, my girl, perhaps you've noticed the stars are bright once more behind those stubborn rains. Meaning it's time that we got back to business. Indeed, once more the several stars shine bright with the cold, storming sky. Alright, where are we going? Alright, who's up right now? Oh, T. Essence are pretty much up there in favor. The John have gone down. Alright, this one is Hulk of Oris. Oh, you assholes, the accusers. And, oh, that asshole. Any other assholes? Can't go there. You can't do that. Yeah, let's do the worm hearts. They're assholes enough. We'll have an easy time because is this the night to understand that we shall soon confront Sir Deluge and the Pyre Hearts once more? Then this is the most exciting time! Yeah, we're gonna get you into some rights, man. This night, one-time commanding officer, imagine, if you will, a worm without the slightest trace of bravery. Sir Gilman then recants his tale of Sir Deluge's past and how it is they wound up together in the downside. Sir Deluge, a worm knight of the Sea Dominion and former ally of Sir Gilman, he lacks the sort of courage for which his own kind is known, yet somehow leads to Pyre Hearts anyway. Some worms born under the Sea Dominion's waters sought life's meaning on dry land. The Commonwealth recognized their chivalrous traditions and soon put them to use. Sir Deluge was just another bit of frontline fodder in the war against the high-wing remnants, and yet time and again he distinguished himself for one simple reason: he would not die. His unusual instinct for self-preservation kept him safe in many battles, and over time he was repeatedly promoted for lack of any real competition. Then in the battle of the Spiral Sanctum, then retreat certainly was not an option. Sir Deluge retreated anyway. This was the breaking point, and he was sentenced into exile. In the downside, he sought water, where he made contact with Sir Gilman and other members of his kind. They all saluted him as their superior. The other knights had little choice but to respect his rank. As the Pyre Hearts, they conducted the rites in the name of the great hero under King Oris, while adhering to their strict code. This knight might not have failed quite so misery in the battle of Spyro Sanctum had his entire regiment not turned in disarray after Sir Deluge fled. Perhaps by confronting his former comrade, this knight's honor may be regained in part. For now, however, this knight must beg your leave. You say good night to Sir Gilman in turn. There is no time to make flight preparations now, though in the morning you will press on once again. Alright, who am I talking to? I don't think you like me touching your tarot cards. Oh, what's this? Scribes, Imp Catcher, Drive Imp. Hi? You find Big Birch looking about the black wagon in a disapproving way. She fixes her gaze on you. Her expression doesn't change. Such clutter added to this wagon, since we looked upon it unsightly. We remember thee from our abode and flagging hands. Then thou must be the reading one to whom Sandalwood referred. She moves in close, studying you. You recall the mere touch of a bog crone of the southern bogs can induce paralyzing stuff, or worse. That one such as thee can extract meaning from that tomb. 'Twas a feat we wished to witness for ourselves. Thy flesh has seen but the smallest fraction of years which ours withstood, and yet we expect to believe that thou canst understand the Book of Rites. She backs away, for someone else has joined you. Hail, Bertrude, madame. Is everything to your liking at this time, or is there something more which you require? We have been unable to locate a supply of rotworm gizzard extract thy belongings. Other than that, we shall lodge no complaint at present. It is possible that Wilfred has a small supply among his possessions here. If you would care to accompany me, we may procure some. That would be agreeable with us. Then, after you, madam. As they depart, you think you see the lone minstrel nod his head. You're right. Thanks, minstrel. Thanks. I did not want to deal with that. Alright, let's see the book. The Rites of Flame. With these blackened nails do I hereby inscribe the Rite of Flame. The bylaws be written here in form. We, the Eight, decree the rites a test of one true's worth in body, mind, and spirit. Now, until the stars abandon us, this shall be binding in law within the downside. Those deemed worthy in the rites are to regain their freedom from the downside and return from whence they came. Exiles shall conduct the rites as one of the 9 triumvirates and look toward the stars' guidance for their path. Exiles shall bear this book as status. Essential structure? I guess I haven't read this one. The essential structure of the rite shall be as followed. Where chosen by the stars within the dark of night, the 2 triumvirates stand in opposition far enough afield, beside their consecrated pyre symbolizing their resolve. In each triumvirate, the 3 shall act as one, to demonstrate their trust in one another, not just in themselves. The triumvirate shall endeavor to extinguish the pyre of their adversary, whose flames are only to be staunched through a celestial orb descended from the stars. Whoever pyre remains burning shall prevail. The triumvirate then are to disperse. We the 8 have been seeing the turn of stars from now until the ending of our age. He then guarantee guidance and ours. The stars make cyclic returns. The rites commence at their behest upon the celestial landmarks where the downside greater titans fell before the heavens. Bearing this book bestows on your triumvirate, you the reader shall perceive which stars you are to congregate. Follow where they lead, as your adversaries shall fall. If either of you fails to appear, then neither of you walks the path. Whether you prevail or fail, from that point the stars shall guide you on. For each rite. The rite shall not commence unless the necessary preparations are completed at the celestial landmarks, when the stars align. The exiles shall conduct their rites bearing this book, of which there are but 40 copies, each bound in astral hide. Exiles shall wear the sacred remnants fashioned in our likeness at the summit of Mount Audiel. Their identities are to be concealed, for they shall represent us all. Exiles shall set a metal sigil for their pyre and consecrate the ground using words. The 8 scribes gave their freedom so that we may have ours yet. The heavens shall respond when all is set. The Law of 3. During the rite, the triumvirate shall act as one, erring without question. The disobedient shall suffer banishment or permanent expulsion. Exiles shall move as a single mind to demonstrate their faith and recognize that they, as we the 8, cannot prevail alone. Their worth shall be determined in both their actions and their peers. Triumvirates lacking experience in this may designate a reader, whose focus on this book may help others coordinate. However, only those who shall conduct the rite firsthand shall walk the path of enlightenment and become eligible to regain their freedom. Yep, I can't leave. At the appointed time at the aligning stars, the Titan shall rain down upon the ground, sanctuary prepared, and both opposing powers shall be set ablaze. Thus shall commence the rite. Triumvirates are to protect their pyres as they would their lifeblood. Lifeblood itself is never to be shed before, during, or after any rite, lest the disobeyer suffer permanent expulsion. Exile is injury enough. The rite is an act of mercy. Fear not the purifying clings. Plunge headlong and without fear, and you shall be protected by the stars themselves. Seek freedom in the flame. The Aura. The exiles bear the remnants, and this book reveal their hidden aura in the color of their name. The aura is the exile's solitary weapon in the rites, and should one's adversary cross one's aura, the adversary should be banished. Banishment is fleeting nothingness. Seek the pyre's light and thus make your return. The exile's presence shaped the aura. Exiles gain greater auras while standing side by side with their triumvirates, for we gain strength together. Exiles may cast their aura through sheer force of focus on this book. There's a lot of stuff to read. As the 2 flames are lit, so shall the celestial aura fall from the heavens. But one such orb shall be unveiled by the stars, requiring the triumvirate to vie for it. As Cosmos' connection to the flame, the remnants in this book besides the necessary qualities for its bearer to prevail. Effortlessly sails the orb between the three in the triumvirate. It seeks the grasp of whoever acts among the three. Once grasped, the orb shall draw within its bearer's orb, fueled by the triumvirate's own flame. It shall be cast into the flame. The path. Each rite we gain enlightenment, whether we prevail or fail. Indeed, through failure do we tend to learn the most valued lessons, provided we survive. None of us have prevailed without end. Exiles who walk the path of enlightenment at times be struck by epiphany and achieve mastery in some aspect. Choose well amongst the blessings we bestow. Thus, you may yet achieve your potential and surpass your adversaries. Whenever you prevail, your triumvirate earns favor. In time, the triumvirate with the most favor shall be summoned to the liberation rite to earn a chance of freedom. Then the cycle begins anew. Okay, this is the last page. Liberation. The liberation rite takes place on the fall of Solomon, under the blooded moon witnessed by the heralds from the stars. There, the most favored triumvirate shall confront the one which we appoint. The two triumvirates shall pass through the sky gate, where their worth shall be assessed under the stars. Only the most enlightened exiles from each triumvirate may be anointed for their chance of freedom. Two of their companions shall support them whilst they strive. The anointed champion of the triumvirate shall prevail and plunge into Shimmer Pool and return to glory. You return to me, reader. What is it, reader? Nope. Farewell. Alright, I don't think she likes me touching her stuff. Alright, let's see what she's about. Hi. Slithers Fort. Let's give you a item. You have to... Okay, where was I? I don't remember where I was. Alright, leaving. Continue the journey! You rise early that morning. Though Bertrude is already awake, she scowls at you. Good morning, reader. Bertrude, I trust your stay has been not too uncomfortable. Nay, Sandalwood, the comforts of this place are not for us. Fly us forth from here to lower ground. Let us get on with all of this. The reader shall do so once the group is ready. I thank you for your patience. Alright, let's take off. Let's go! Soaring above the Scorlion shore, you notice Pamitha gazing down at the frozen cliffs below. That damn place down there. I like it, at least all of it. I think among everyone else we've been, I'm thankful there's no reason to return. Reminds me of home, the high wing remnants. I grew accustomed to the thinner air, amid the cliffs that breach the clouds above your commonwealth. But it's not nice as a place. Little wonders that my sister settled for a rather warmer base in the land is on is the nest of Trista. Okay. Anyway, I'm pleased to spend a little time as possible near here. Let's fly on and go about our business. The unmistaken remains of Vilvis Horsehead, which protrude from the ashen fire there below. Some have taken it to be a work of sculpture, reader. The tale of the Titan felled by Seth Triceratops that is more unbelievable than thought that some daring exiles over the years have carved the Titan's visage out of stone. Be that as it may, the climatic cliffs are now home to the exiled harps, such as the Essence, whom you face here when you first arrive. Even they don't know. Even they do not know all the locale's sacred significance. Wait. Do I land somewhere? Oh, Blackshore. Or let's go with Tizo. I haven't done the Tizo thing for a while. Rummage with Tizo. Oh wait, talk. Oh hey Fulford, what up? Fulford is poring over a copy of the Book of Rites as you approach. He looks at you and smiles. The road to freedom written in a book that hardly anyone believes, if fewer still can read and comprehend. Sometimes I marvel how absurd all of this is, my girl. Tell me something, though. I've spent so much time considering the book, but known as so few with whom I discuss it much in detail. You've had some time to go through it by now, so what do you think? Worth all the fuss? I like it. You tell Wilfred the book fascinates you, and that you've never seen anything quite like it. He nods slowly as you describe your experience with it. I share the sentiment. To have in our possession a genuine artifact from a forgotten time, how much of it is exactly true, and how much of it describes retelling of events, I find it endlessly fascinating to consider, I must admit. He puts away his copy of the book with care. It's amazing that these volumes have survived for all this time, I think. Whatever they are made of has withstood the ravaging effects of time quite well. And the ideas there contained, they remain rather provocative as well. To think the Commonwealth disavows the existence of this book, despite official recognition of the scribes, although the reasons why are in there, written plain. How fascinating that its secrets have been kept for all this time. Anyway, you'll have to excuse me for my extracurricular interest in its teachings. I used to teach a version of its history. To have access to the real thing has brought me some small pleasure. Let us be certain to preserve these volumes for whomever shall be next to use them. He turns his attentions to other matters and bids you good afternoon. Under the wagon, having a drink, liberated. Essence. There you are again, my lovely reader. How may I be of service? I'm good. To our next appointment. Alright, let's rummage with Tizo a bit. The little imp Tizo, keen sense for things, now takes you far into the sweltering confines of Black Shore. Keeping up with him proves difficult at times. All of a sudden, he begins to hop and screech. Squeaky! Wants you to help him dig up something right underneath his feet. Okay. You begin to dig through the vicinity and soon uncover something long since buried. Perhaps for someone such as you to find. Ah, vengeful vow. Ooh. That's really good. Kinda like it. I'll probably use it for somebody, eventually. Let's go! Alright. Come on, Pyre Hearts, what you got? Alright. Tizo! You observe Tizo rummaging about the black wagon as though in search of something. He notices you and rushes up to greet you. Tizo is glad that you're here. He just was reminiscing about old times. But just as quickly, he resumes his search. Ha-ha-ha-ha! He's looking for something a former exile the Nightwings once gave him. Here home. He's growing frustrated that the object he seeks is nowhere to be found. You almost do not notice the lone minstrel's approach. I am afraid that it is gone, Tizo. I am very sorry. Reader, it is nothing that ought to be cause for much concern. Merely that Tizo has misplaced something of sentimental value to him. Skrark! It was just a spare bandage. He indicates, just like the one on his horn. Oh? Tizo has had many adventures with the Nightwings. Is that not so, Tizo? He squawks in approval. Those memories shall always stay with you. Is that what matters? Is that not what matters most of all? He confirms this as well. Then please do not worry yourself about it anymore. It is a symbol of the distant past. It is a symbol of distant past, perhaps. Tizo sulks away up in the rafters. Low minstrel watches them go. The object that he seeks does not exist, Raider. Tizo searches for it from a fleeting memory of his days with the Nightwings of the past. He performed the regular duties of the other Drabzings at first, but soon distinguished himself. I was none too surprised. He was clearly special. He had grown close with the other members of the Nightwing when misfortune fell and the Triumvirate fell apart. Perhaps Volfred has revealed to you more of the details. As for Tizo, I feel he must make peace with the shadows of his past, somehow. Perhaps then he shall cease his searching. You need not worry for him, of course. He is resilient and always serves the Nightwings well. You might say he was born for it. Begging your pardon, Reader. He excused himself in a polite way, leaving you to consider what you just said. Poor Tizo. The nest of triumphs. The ashen effigy of the nightmare titan Zelvia's horse head looms as dark as ever on the precipices of Black Basin, where her chaotic influence sundered the land itself until it wept with fire. The very instant our graceful friend Trista Tithus finally landed to wrest the greater titan with the power of the holy scepter of the Empire, the stars shone down upon us with a blinding light. Trista thought that she could bear her children in warmth here, but alas, now the stars revisit the locale with regularity. The fissures in the rock do pose more danger than one ought to invite, but summons to the nest is to be honored. Are you gonna talk to me? Nope. Slug Market. Hey, you guys, where's your friend? You know, the big one with the horns, like frowning and stuff like that. Something happened or what? Heard a crazy story. She just flew out of here or something. Anyways. Yeah. Yeah. 80. 50. Anything good? Colonel Bloom. Nothing really too good. Thanks, guys! Good luck in that thing you're going to do tonight.